Breaking news, a deadly plot thwarted after a man is arrested at a Donald Trump rally. 19-year-old Michael Sanford says he was plotting to kill the Republican presumptive nominee. He was arrested. He tried to grab an officer's handgun just feet away from Trump's podium. Jim Acosta is out front live in Washington. And Jim, what do you now know about Sanford's plan?
Well, Aaron, according to this criminal complaint filed in federal court, a U.S. Secret Service special agent says the suspect at that Trump rally over the weekend, Michael Sanford, admitted to grabbing a Las Vegas police officer's gun at the event with the intent to shoot and kill Donald Trump. That filing says Sanford, who is a British citizen, told the agent he drove from California to Las Vegas last week to, quote, kill Trump. Those words are in the document. The next day, according to that same agent, Sanford then went to a Las Vegas gun range to learn how to shoot a gun, something he told the Secret Service he had never done before. And then at the rally over the weekend, Sanford told the Secret Service he approached that officer saying he wanted to ask Trump for an autograph and then grabbed the officer's gun because he thought the officer's holster was unlocked. Now, the Secret Service agent who interviewed Sanford says he gave him his Miranda rights and so forth and freely volunteered all of this information, Aaron, and says the suspect told him he planned to travel to other cities to carry out these plans if his plot in Las Vegas was unsuccessful. We should point out Sanford was scheduled to make an appearance in court just a few hours ago, and other charges are pending in this case.
So Jim, let me ask you, I know there have been reports, of course, that Donald Trump at times will wear bulletproof vests, that he has been very concerned about security. You've been to a lot of Trump events. How tight is security?
Security is very tight. People cannot bring firearms into these events. There are signs saying you can't bring firearms into these events, which is why presumably this man from Britain decided to hatch this scheme where he thought he could get a hold of a police officer's gun. But I can tell you, having been at these events, Donald Trump is essentially blanketed by Secret Service agents. And Aaron, you'll recall earlier in the primaries, there were a couple of incidents where people tried to jump those bike racks, those barricades that they put around the candidate. And at that point, they started positioning more Secret Service agents around Donald Trump. You're looking at one incident right there. And so my guess is, having covered these events for many years and dealing with the Secret Service, is that there will be some sort of after-action report. They will look at how security was handled at this event in Las Vegas, what could be done better in the future to prevent this from happening again, and there will be some sort of action taken place after all of this is looked at by the Secret Service. I can't imagine that they will just look at this incident and then not change anything moving forward, Aaron.
All right, Jim Acosta, thank you. Jonathan Wackrow is with me here in the studio, former Secret Service agent. How dangerous could this situation could have been?
This is a very dangerous situation because we had an individual that showed up to a Trump event that had the means, the opportunity, and the intent to cause harm. So this is, we always look for those three metrics to basically gauge the validity of a threat. And now we hit all three of them, right on the nail of the head here. So this is a very dangerous situation.
And this is something he's concerned about. I mean, there have been reports that he would wear a bulletproof vest. He has, as Jim is reporting, he has a phalanx of security. And yet, he is still so vulnerable. You have thousands of people at these rallies. He's often not at rallies. He might be in the street. He might be signing autographs.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, he's the Republican nominee. He is putting himself out there as much as possible. He is trying to get to the public, have as much exposure as he can as a political candidate should. With that exposure comes increased risk. That's why candidates are afforded the Secret Service protection that they are.
And I mean, can they? There is no way to be completely safe. But of course, luckily, we have not had anything awful happen in this country in decades. But we have seen things, right? Of course, with Ronald Reagan, George Wallace, when he was running.
Absolutely. But let's just take a look at this incident for a moment. What it comes down to is the training that officer had, his weapon retention, his immediate action.
That he was able to protect the weapon. Yep.
That mitigated a major threat, and I don't want that overlooked in this story. That officer really should be commended because, listen, complacency kills at the end of the day. And that was something that law enforcement officers always talk about.
This guy was able to get right up next to Trump. I mean, right? He was right there in the front.
It's a political rally. A lot of people can get up front. You can get very close. This is the point of political campaigns, to get those candidates out in front of the public as close as humanly possible. If it was up to the Secret Service, we'd have major barriers and walls and things separating, but we can't. This is a political candidate, and it's the same for both sides. You see, Hillary Clinton's doing the exact same thing. She's out there trying to get as close to the public as possible. Secret Service has a very difficult job on their hands to protect against these incidents.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And next.